and they checked I was about 9 something.
Okay.
Dilated at that time. So I said, okay, where's my husband? They say he went to eat. I'm like, he went to eat? He's eating food while I'm here? How can he be eating? The doctor said, madam, please calm down. Please calm down.
So, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Who do we have in the studio today?
You have Morayo Ahunaya in your studio today. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming. So, can you, beyond your name, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, my name is Morayo Ahunaya, and I am a daughter of God.
She's a pastor.
No, I'm not a pastor. I'm a youth leader.
Okay.
Don't mind him. So I'm a daughter of God. I am an architect, a photographer,
Awesome.
and a mom of one.
Awesome.
I'm based in River State with my wonderful husband.
Good. When? Anyway, so welcome today.
Thank you.
I'm sure you know why you're here.
Yes.
On this channel, we talk everything from life stories to life-changing stories to pregnancy and delivery stories, so that people out there will be able to learn. So you've already told us you're a mother of one. How old is your child? Is it a boy or a girl?
A boy.
Okay, how old is your son?
Okay, my son, his name is Joshua, is a month and...
He's a month?
No, a year and a month plus, sorry.
Okay.
A year and a month plus. So it's still a baby, infant, toddler.
He's a strong man already.
Yes.
He's one.
1 plus, yes.
Okay. So the first question I usually ask my clients is from the point of your wedding or when you got married, how soon did you have your first child?
We were almost 1 year when we conceived, and it was intentional.
It was intentional.
Yes.
Wow. You intentionally waited 1 year?
Yes, I had birth planning done
Oh.
right before
Awesome.
I got married. Yeah.
You hardly see people do that in this part of the country.
Yes.
Especially at the beginning. Oh, okay. So you 1 year after you got married, that's when you conceived. Almost 1 year.
Yes.
And it was intentional.
Yes, it was.
What was your process like during that 1 year? We are in the part of the world where people say, what are you waiting for? How did you deal with that?
Well, everybody has, the way that they've planned their lives, even now. And everybody should, let me not say everybody should have, a plan, even if it's tentative, they present it before God. We had our reasons. We wanted to know each other better. Before I married, or before we were married, myself and my husband, we lived far apart.
Okay.
I was in Lagos, based in Lagos, and he was based here in River State. So, it was a long distance relationship. So we wanted to know each other, better, live in each other's space, and know our likes and dislikes.
Okay.
Before we introduced another person, another element, into that mix. And that was why we did that quite intentionally. So during the course of the year, as you said, a lot of people will come, we're praying for you, and we both roll our eyes like, what prayers? We don't need it. But we still say amen.
Okay, so you said something which I feel like maybe later on, if I start that series, I will invite you. Wow. How did you, that for 1 year, was it really, did you learn the
about
importance of, yeah.
Of course. And you never stop learning. But it was more eye-opening for us.
Okay.
We had to relearn some things about ourselves, unlearn some things.
Yes.
Yeah, you get.
Yeah,
because,
I do.
When you're courting, especially when you're far away, it's not like you're doing it intentionally, but you're putting your best foot forward. You're showing your best self. So when
you're not in the same space, you are not hiding anything again.
There's this much you can hide after a while. So he got to know some parts of me that he didn't know I could get angry, for instance. And he was doing you get angry. Of course I get angry. And I didn't know that, I knew some parts of him, but then I discovered some other parts of him when we stayed together.
Okay. So now we are at the point of your first pregnancy. You tell us your first trimester, second and third, you experienced through all of them, and what was peculiar about your pregnancy that you know that you can't relate to some other people out there.
You know, the funny part is that as much as I say, okay, I can't relate to this, then I find somebody else that has a similar story.
Thing. Okay.
So we may be having different experiences, but those different experiences are happening to so many different people too. So
that you may not know at that specific time. Yeah.
And there are new things that you learn, and someone will say it, and then maybe because I also have like a channel that talks about this, and then I say that I never knew about this, and somebody else will say, oh, it happened to me as well. So I don't know. I don't think there's any experience that is extremely peculiar. There's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let me see. Let me talk about my first trimester. My first trimester was more typical. It was more of the textbook trimester, where you hate it. You hate every part of it. Some people, you know, will say that, oh, first trimester was okay. Mine wasn't okay. I was vomiting. I was sick, like from morning till night.
Every day?
Every single day.
Sick.
Yeah, that's the word I'll use. It's not that I'm sick and I'm hot and I'm feeling this. It's just that you know that your body is not, you're not feeling yourself.
You're not feeling
this is not who I am.
Well.
Yes, you feel very sleepy, you feel very nauseous. If you eat anything, before you know it, you're throwing up, and you feel very lazy. You know, your body is just, you're just like, what is happening to me? This is not me. I'm not in possession of my body.
Yeah.
So I felt sick. I felt that kind of way all through the first trimester. Then it got really, really amazing. Second trimester was like a magic wand that removed everything from first trimester. It was.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Wow.
Appetite restored. I even had more cravings. But my food aversions were still there from the first trimester. They were still in the second trimester. I had some food aversions, things I didn't, that were extremely terrible if I ate them. Things like egusi, yam. I couldn't even smell some of those things. Things like ice cream that I really liked, it would make me nauseous. I still had those aversions. Not like I would vomit, but I just didn't want to have anything to do with them.
Yeah.
And third trimester, I still had some of my strength, but because of the weight of the belly, then I started having some other things. Pelvic pain, you know, you can't, when you wake up in the morning, you're so, your whole leg and everything is paining you, you're heavy. So things were not so easy. So you're just waiting for that child to come out.
At the third trimester.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any traumatic experience between the 3 trimesters?
No, I didn't have a traumatic experience. As I said, my pregnancy was really textbook. Like, I think I was one of those patients that the doctors really liked because I didn't have any problems.
Okay.
I go and my blood pressure was always good. The only time I had anything that was out of the box was in my first trimester, and that was when I had a urinary tract infection.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, every time we go for so they start to check you. There's something they call hospital checks.
Yeah.
Where you go every 4 weeks. At some point, it becomes every 2 weeks. So when you go for those hospital checks, you are asked to urinate inside a small bottle. They test, and then they take your blood as well. So if they find any protein in that your urine, that means the urinary tract that
is infected.
Yes. So they found something. So that was the only time once, and after that
but it didn't cause any harm to the baby.
No. Okay. And it was first trimester, and it can potentially cause harm because that's where your baby's head is coming from. So imagine your baby is passing through a lot of death and all that. So that's why they took care of it. But that was the only time. Every other time was good.
What was your husband's role in this first pregnancy? Like through the trimesters, was it supportive?
Yes, very supportive. He won an award in the 2 hospitals that we went to, you know, because he came for he took me to every single
antenatal. Yeah,
every single hospital check, every single one. At some points I couldn't cook or anything, so he and my sister were my chefs. So he was my driver, He was my chef. He was my masseuse. He was everything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kudos to the men out there that are taking care of their wives.
Yes. Well done, guys.
Okay, so that brings us to your labor and delivery.
Yeah.
So how did you know you were first in labor?
Okay, sorry. How did I know I was first in labor? So there's an element of spiritual in everything that we do to an extent.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just have a knowing. You just know that something is about to happen. So that was how it was for me. I kind of knew, right, like before the date, that this was going to be the date.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ah.
Amazing enough, it was
Hallelujah.
it was the due date that they gave my son. The exact date, 25th November 2020. So that was the exact date that he was born.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah. So before that day, kind of I had been prepping towards it. And usually for first time moms, people that give birth for the first time, you're supposed to go a little bit, above
the regular dates,
your due date, but mine was the exact date.
Exact date.
Yeah, the very date.
Amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, so on that day, I woke up. I was already enthusiastic that I was going to give birth to my child. And for some reason, I was feeling the whole labor process wasn't as painful as I thought. I was feeling the contractions already. I was feeling a bit of it.
Yeah.
And before that, Braxton Hicks, I had felt Braxton Hicks, and Braxton Hicks were really, really painful. But these ones were not so painful, and they were coming at intervals, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, like that, 30 minutes. So the more they became regular, 10 minutes, that kind of thing. And I went to meet my husband that I'm about to go into labor. Let's pack our bags and go to the hospital. The hospital was just 8 minutes away from the house.
Okay.
It wasn't that far. So we got into the
What
car.
was his reaction? Because I usually feel like they would expect that your water would break and...
My water did not break.
What was
didn't
his
have
reaction?
anything. Oh, his reaction was like, wait, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, he's a very calm person though, on a normal day. He's very so he was like, are you serious? You don't look like it. Are you sure? Don't waste my time. It was at work.
Okay.
Well, yeah, so we packed the bags and we got to the hospital. And as we were going, I said, this thing is getting more serious, So when we got to the hospital, because of how I walked in,
your confidence and everything.
would I say confidence?
It's confidence, because the people will expect that you're like, hey.
Yeah, I said not confidence, maybe composure.
Composure, okay.
Because we were more he's relaxed, I'm relaxed, and we were like, okay, sorry, we are here to deliver. And they're looking at me. Because I think I came 2 days before that. They're just looking at me. Okay, sit down. The doctor is not around.
Nigerian
sit
hospital.
Down. And also, the hospital is actually good, but there's just some things. So we sat down and we're waiting, and we're like, so my husband, is calm and everything, but at a point, he just went to meet them. And we were waiting for like 10 minutes, and he was like, we say this woman is in labor, and you guys are just sitting down doing nothing, this and that. What are we doing
They
here?
expect you to tear your clothes and start slapping people first.
No, I wasn't like that for a while.
Okay, so we're getting
there.
Okay.
So they took my blood and everything, and they took me into there's a primary ward before the secondary ward. They took me into like the primary ward just to lie down, that a doctor would come and check me. I was still in my clothes then. So a doctor came and said, oh, madam, so how are you feeling this? I told him how I was feeling, and said, okay, let's just check you. This is your first pregnancy. You may have to go back home. You don't look like you're in that much of pain.
Yeah.
You need to go. This, that. When he checked, say, my goodness, this woman is 6 centimeters gone. This, that.
6 already?
Yes.
And you were still very composed?
It wasn't that serious.
Okay.
So I was 6 a.m. So I got into the hospital at about 1. I left my house about 1. So about 1:10, 1:20, I was in the hospital. So all this between 1:20 and about 4 p.m. my labor progressed quite swiftly.
Okay.
So before the day of my labor, the doctor we did a birth plan together. So I said these were the things I wanted, these were the things I did not want, and one of the things they asked me that I said I didn't want was, assistance. What do you call that thing? Epidural.
Epidural, yeah.
So they said, do you want some help? I said, no, I can. This is my first pregnancy. I should be able to see this thing through. So at 4 p.m. when I was about 8 c.m., I was just shouting, please, where's the epidural? That was the tearing part.
Yeah.
Please get me the epidural, etc. And then I'm like, oh, madam, you're already 8 centimeters. You're already almost there. Just manage. I said, is it you that is feeling the pain? No, please get me the epidural. The funny part is that I have a fear of needles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, throughout, I think it's better now. Throughout pregnancy, every single check, I probably would cry, run around before they can take blood because it involves needles.
Yeah.
So, on the day of the delivery, right, they told me that they wanted to bring something that would help me. I've forgotten the name. I think it's EP2. Something that would make the labor faster or ease pain or something like that. So, they said, it's just a needle. Even to put the IV, the thing that would help hydrate me. I'm like, I don't want needles. They said, are you sure you're feeling labor? Because if you're feeling labor... You won't care about... I said, I didn't want needles. Only for me to be shouting epidural. When the epidural came, and it's very expensive. And then I saw the needle.
It's usually very long.
I was like, where is this? I said, madam, if you don't stay still, your spinal cord will rupture. I'm like, who asked me to do epidural like this? So I just had to stay still, take it. And then I felt better. Then I slept off immediately. And they didn't even give me the full thing. So the epidural was like in three parts. Yeah. And the guy gave me a small dose out of the first one. And I was so relieved. I slept off. Yeah. Okay. Slept off. So I slept from 4 to 5 something.
Okay.
I slept for a while.
So at this point, from 10 till 5, so that's at least 7 hours.
So let's say I got to the hospital around 1, right?
Okay.
Then at 4, I started. It was 8 c.m. And then at 4 o'clock or something, the guy came in, gave me the epidural. Okay. So from like 4:30 to like 5:30, I slept off. Okay. So then, after at like 5:45, something woke me up, and it was the pain. I was feeling the pain again. I'm like, are we not done yet? I'm like, okay, wait. I was still in the process of labor. So I looked around, and there was a nurse sitting by. I don't know what she was doing. And she's like, oh, you're awake. Oh, okay, we have been waiting for you. you
wake up so that we'll stop.
Continue where you stopped. I'm like, I'm feeling the pain again. Please, can I have that epidural? They said, no, sorry, we can't do that for you right now. Yeah, in the process already. Like, just deliver. And they checked. I was about 9 something. Okay. Dilated at that time. So I said, okay, where's my husband? They say he went to eat. I'm like, he went to eat? He's eating food while I'm here? How can he be eating? The doctor said, madam, please calm down. Please calm down. Your husband has been walking. You were sleeping too. Let him guy eat now. I said, okay, that we should. And I told him that we should finish eating before we progress. Yeah. The thing wasn't, I wasn't feeling the pain that much. It just woke me up. It wasn't that serious yet. So by the time he came back, the pain was already serious. He came back around past 6. I'm like, what are you eating for so long? Why are you eating for so long in this kind of time? Anyways, so he came back, and then I started pushing again, and I was just shouting, please, guys, please, epidural. This is too painful. etc. So they had mercy on me, and then the remaining part of that,
the first one,
they put it, but they didn't put much. So I could feel the pressure of the whole contractions and everything, but the pain was really minimized because I couldn't feel the pain as such. I knew when to push, and I was pushing, but I don't think I was doing my best. I wasn't pushing with vehemence because I wasn't feeling the pain with vehemence. So at a point, the baby's head was already 10 centimeters after a while. It didn't take so long. The baby's head was already there, but to push that baby out, baby was just there in the birth canal. Doctor said, you know what? Ask my husband for permission. We have to help her. It's not as if she's not pushing, but she's not just doing it that well. So they brought we call it a vacuum extractor. Yes. Yeah. It's like a machine
like
that does suction.
Sucks the baby's head out. Yeah.
so it brings out baby. So they helped me, and
it changes the shape of the baby's head, usually
very yeah.
And it takes a while before your baby's head
go back to normal. Yeah. So that was the labor and delivery story.
There was no tear.
I had, because for them to bring out the baby, okay, so even the funny part is that when my husband came, I didn't tell you that part, was when they broke the water. The water didn't break by itself, so they broke the water by themselves, and I think that was what made it quickly go to 10.
Okay.
By the way, from the time I woke up to the time I delivered was like 2 hours. My baby came out at 7:30.
7:30. So from you arrived at the hospital by 1 thereabouts,
Past 1, yeah.
And until 7:30, that's when you put to bed.
Yeah,
that's a long time to wait.
No, funny enough, I was told that my delivery was quite short for a first-time mom.
So you did
6
well.
hours. I don't know. Who is marking? Where's the everybody does well as far as you deliver that child. Yeah. You've done well.
So did they give you a baby immediately he came out?
Yes, I was, because it was part of the birth plans that I wanted to hold my child to myself, skin to skin, for a while. So I did that, and it was, it was powerful because we were just praying, myself and my husband, and everybody just stood still. The doctors, everybody just stood.
Were you crying?
Yes, I did. Crying and praying on my child. It was beautiful. So after a while, I even thought it was very short. I'm like, people won't take this child. They say, madam, your baby is all right. You are the one that is not fine. Please take the baby away. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this brings us to your postpartum. How did your healing process go? Latching, and how did you deal with all that?
That's a lot. So postpartum starts immediately after,
Yeah.
So I was taught, as I had a second degree tier, because for them to bring out the child, like I said,
with the vacuum,
they had to cut me. So the woman, the doctor told me that I'm about to go in and cut you because we have to put this device in. I'm like, okay. So that was a bit painful, but I didn't feel the pain at that time. Until after. But then I had watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to heal. There are different methods, there are different ways, to help your healing. So the two ones that I did, I there was the heat therapy.
Okay, yeah.
Where you put a lot of heat.
Water in a bowl and...
Yes, and there's even a device that is like, I don't know what rays that is projected on your vagina, your lady parts. Yes. Yeah. So I had that therapy. I had a lot of heat therapy done, and then I had a DIY that I used to make for myself.
Okay.
So on the pad that receives the blood and everything, you can put lavender oil, you can put aloe vera, and you can put rosemary water and witch hazel tone. I've forgotten now the witch hazel something. So I used to put it because it helps with healing.
Okay.
And I healed properly before 6 weeks.
Before 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Interesting. Did you experience depression during your postpartum?
I think I did. Maybe not. There's a degree, there's a range to everything, but I think I did.
Okay.
At the point, yeah.
How did you come out of it?
How do you come out of these things? Especially when you don't know it's happening to you. Constant support, constant loving of yourself, constant help. You come out of it with time.
Okay.
Time heals as well.
Oh, okay. So, basically, what myths... Okay, before we talk about the myths that you're going to debunk, that you've heard about pregnancy, how was sex before and after?
Before and after pregnancy?
Yeah, that is during pregnancy and after pregnancy.
Okay, during pregnancy. So, first of all, before pregnancy happens, right? Everything is, in quote, normal. But once pregnancy happens, everything changes. Nothing goes back the same way it was. That's my own honest opinion. Even for people that say, they slim down, when they remove their clothes, they know what they see in the mirror is not what they used to have.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So everything changes. And sex is not just a physical thing. Sex is also mental, how you view yourself. Sex is also emotional, how you perceive things from the other person.
Yeah, true. Very true.
It's a combination. So all those things do not remain the same once the baby comes, because your emotions are all over the place. They are mixed. They are not only for you or your spouse. They are now for an extra person.
Yeah.
Your body, especially during pregnancy, is all over the place. It's evolving every day.
Mm-hmm.
So sex definitely became more interesting, because you have to you have to navigate around all these other extras.
Yeah.
How do you handle a belly when you're having sex, for instance? It's not the same as, when you had all no belly, nothing to interview.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything. I'll just say sex is not the same. After, it's not the same. This is not just the physical now.
Everything about it is not the same.
But you can make the best of every situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what myth are you going to debunk for us today?
What myth? What myth do you want me to debunk? There's so many.
Just one.
There's so many. Okay. I'm Yoruba, so we have so many. One of the popular ones is, don't go out in the sun. So demons will not enter your child. Don't go to the market.
Are you serious?
Yes. Put pin on your body. All sorts of funny things
that weren't true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't take okra or your child will be slow. There are too many.
That's a first.
That's a first.
That's a first.
So this is how it is said. Ila manje koma madato. It says okra makes your child drool.
So
and every child should drool.
It's a normal. Even adults drool. So
when you're sleeping, right? So there's no.
Okay. So what advice do you have for people out there, young, expecting moms?
Yeah. So first of all, calm down. I know a lot of us hate that word, especially when we're not calm.
Yeah.
But all things will be okay. It will be well. It will be okay. It's just a matter of time. Everything that you're facing now is not permanent. It's a phase and it will pass. Just take things one day at a time. Take things one step at a time. Think the best thoughts. Enjoy yourself as much as you can. If you're in any circumstance, situation, scenario, place that triggers you, try to avoid them. Try to leave those places if you can. You need to be in your best spaces, in your best self, because you're bringing an extra person into the world. And it's not going to be easy. I'm not trying to sugarcoat any process. It's not going to be easy, but it will be worth every moment. It will be worth it.
Okay. Okay, guys. So, as I would usually say, thank you for being part of this session, and we enjoyed every bit of it. Thank you for gracing us and telling us your story. Do not forget to drop your comments down in the comment section. If she's chanced, she would respond to some of those comments. And yes, she has a YouTube channel. I will be dropping the links to her YouTube channel in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos to people out there that will be needing it. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless
See,
you.
we'll see you next time.